Our top story, tomorrow marks 1 year since the death of Ruben Ray Martinez. The 23-year-old was shot and killed by an ICE officer on South Padre Island. Dozens of people held a vigil this afternoon to celebrate Martinez's life and demand justice. KENS 5's Mike Jimenez was there.
Recently, a grand jury decided no one will face charges in the death of Ruben Martinez. But that's a decision many people are not accepting. And Saturday, calls are growing louder for an independent investigation.
Justice for Ruben!
On the steps in front of City Hall in downtown San Antonio, calls for transparency into the death of Ruben Ray Martinez. The 23-year-old was shot and killed by ICE officer Jack Stevens while visiting South Padre Island in March of 2025.
Tomorrow will be 1 year since the murder of San Antonio resident Ruben Ray Martinez. We're here to celebrate his life, but to also demand justice for his death.
Just before midnight on March 15th, Martinez drove up to a crash scene where Officer Stevens was assisting South Padre Island police. Body cam video released by DPS shows Stevens shooting Martinez 3 times after officials say he failed to follow commands and say he drove into an officer.
And he doesn't stop. And then all of a sudden he just drives. When he drives, like he was bumper on me, so I couldn't so my feet just slide.
However, the only passenger in Martinez's car, his best friend Joshua Horta, told a different story.
Like it didn't floor it or nothing, it was just slowly moving. I know he didn't mean to hurt no officer, he wouldn't do nothing like that.
Last month, Horta died in a crash in San Antonio and never got to testify in front of the grand jury, who declined to indict anyone in the shooting. Horta's family, including his mother, attended Saturday's vigil. Horta's brother gave a brief statement on behalf of the family.
And we refuse to let them use my brother's death in vain to give them self-justification for their actions. Justice will be served, Ruben and my brother, and God will prevail for justice. Justice for Ruben.
Martinez's family did not attend the vigil, but sent a statement that was read to the crowd. It stated that the family is touched that people would take time to honor his memory. They say Martinez's life was much more than being a victim of a shooting.
My family grieves with so many others that have lost children to events that could and should have been avoided. It is time now for transparency and accountability. My family intends to fight for that, for Ruben and for the children of other families.
Organizers say they hope more people will join the movement to fight back against injustices caused by ICE and the killing of Martinez.
There's 3 very bare minimum demands: a release for more body camera footage, an independent investigation, and an admission that there was a cover-up taking place.
In a statement, Homeland Security officials say they stand by the grand jury's decision that found no criminality. And the incident was investigated by an independent body that cleared Stevens. Mike Jimenez, KENS 5.